Hello, students. Today I am here again with another chapter of your social science course from Economics, Chapter 1 Development. And before we begin this chapter, I would like to tell you the points which we are going to study in this chapter. First, we are going to start with the definition of development, then, we will study the goals of development. We will also study what is national development, and then we will compare the different countries on the basis of development. We will also understand what is human development and how can we measure development across countries, and we'll end up this lesson with the definition of sustainable development. About sustainable development, you have already studied in your geography textbook. So let us begin this chapter. First, meaning of development. Development is the process in which something grows, becomes more mature and advanced. A branch of economics that focuses on improving the economies of developing countries. Development economics considers how to promote economic growth in such countries by improving factors like health, education, working conditions, domestic and international policies, and market conditions. It also examines both macroeconomic and microeconomic factors regarding the structure of the developing economy and how that economy can create effective domestic and international growth. So the first thing which we are going to study here is that how different people can have different goals. How different people can have different development goals. What may be development for one may not be development for other. It may be destructive for other. For example, if we take the example of a landless rural laborer, what could be his development goal? He would ask for more days of work, better wages, economic and social equality. That would be his development goal. On the other hand, a rich person would want higher family income, better education to their children, and to settle their children in abroad. This could be the development goal for a rich person. So, as I told you, that different person could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. The way different people can have different goals and often conflicting, similarly, as far as the national development is concerned, different people can also have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. Let me tell you an example. Suppose a dam is to be made, like on the Narmada river, one dam was planned to be made, Sardar Sarovar Dam, and that dam was opposed by the tribals of Narmada Valley. For what? Because building of that dam would have submerged their area and would have made them to leave their land, and in short would have displaced them. So they opposed it. It was destructive for them. On the other hand, for the rich people of the cities, it was a way to get more hydel power as well as water supply. So for them it was development. On the other hand, for the development of the rich people was destructive for the people of Narmada Valley, the tribals of Narmada Valley. So in that way you can say that different people can have different as well as conflicting notion of personal development as well as country's development. In the process of national development, a heavy industry is set up, or we can say that is it's an all-round development of nation, like education, health, and national income. Then, how to compare different countries? For measuring different countries, income is considered one of the most important feature attribute. And what could be the method of measuring national development? Like national income, it refers to the market value of all goods and services which are produced in a financial year within the country. Average income, also called the per capita income or per person income, is the per person income which we obtain by dividing the total income by total population of the country. This is also called per person or per capita income. World Development Report. World Development Report 2006, it was brought by World Bank. World Bank has used the criterion of per capita income for classifying into high income and low income countries. World Bank, which published its report on in 2006 regarding the development of the world, it classified the countries on the basis of their per capita income, per person income. The countries which had per capita income of rupees 4,53,000 per year or above were called rich countries, whereas the countries which had per capita income of rupees 37,000 or less than that are called low income countries. India came in the category of low income countries because its per capita income in 2004 was just 28,000 rupees per year. Now let us talk about the limitations of per capita income comparison of two countries. And here we are given country X and country Y, and both the countries, they have been compared by per capita income. Now here you can see that per capita income is able to hide the disparities in income among the citizens. In country X, if you see, all the citizens, citizen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they all have good income. Citizen 1 has 8,500, citizen 2 have 9,500. Means there is an equal distribution of money. There is an equal distribution of income among them, and the per capita income is 9,000. Whereas in country Y, if you see, 4 citizens, they have 500 monthly income, whereas 5th citizen has 43,000 monthly income, and the per capita income is still the same, 9,000. So what do we conclude from this is that per capita income is not a good tool to compare the countries because it hides the distribution of income. So HDR means Human Development Report, which was published by UNDP, United Nations Development Program. It compares countries based on educational level and their health status and per capita income. So here we see that World Bank, it has compared the countries on the basis of per capita income, whereas UNDP, it used several tools to compare different countries, development of different countries like educational level, health status and PCI. The indicators which they took was infant mortality rate, the number of children that die before the age of 1 year in the proportion of 1000 live birth. Literacy rate, it measures the proportion of the population in the 7 and above age group. The literacy, how many people are able to read, write and speak one language. Net attendance ratio, it is the total number of children of age group between 6 to 10 attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. And the sex ratio, the total number of females per 1000 males. Life expectancy, it is the minimum age up to which an adult lives is the life expectancy rate. It shows the quality of life in a country. As per 2011 census, the life expectancy in India for males is 67 years and for females it is 72 years. And the life expectancy of India is 68 years as for 2014. The overall life expectancy rate is 68 years. Per capita income is calculated in dollars for all countries so that it can be compared. It is also done in a way that every dollar would buy the same amount of goods and services in any country. If we compare our country on the basis of the criteria which we have already discussed just now, then we will find that India stands at 126th place in the Human Development Index, and on the other hand, our neighboring countries like Sri Lanka and China, they stand at a better position. In terms of per capita income, the countries like China and Sri Lanka, they are better than us in life expectancy at birth also, as well as literacy rate. So now we are going to discuss some key terms of this chapter. Gross national product, GNP. It is the measure of the total value of the officially recorded goods and services produced by the citizens and corporation of a country in a given year. It includes the things which are produced inside and outside a country's territory. Whereas gross domestic product, it measures the value of officially recorded goods and services produced by the citizens of a country in a given year within the country. This is the difference between GNP and GDP. In GDP, only the value of goods and services produced within the country is recorded, whereas in GNP, the things produced inside and outside the territory are also recorded. Gross national income, it measures the monetary worth of what is produced within the country plus income received from investment outside the country also. Okay, it is the most common measurement used today. So what is the difference between GDP and GNP? In GDP, the value of total goods and services produced within the country is calculated, whereas in GNI, gross national income, all the GDP plus the investment from other countries, that is also included. Sustainable development, the word sustainable means something which is not short lived but can continue in future also. And as per the definition we had also discussed in your geography chapter, sustainable development is a development strategy that manages all natural resources and human resources. In short, the development which is done without harming the environment and without compromising the needs of the future generation is called sustainable development. And the objective of sustainable development are sustained rise in the real PCI and quality of life, real per capita income and quality of life, reduction in pollution, rational use of natural resources, and fulfill the needs of future generations also.